The following podcast is improvised satire and all characters are fictional.
Hello, everybody. I'm Dean Ardenfell. This is the podcast where I interview employees of the many subsidiaries of my favorite multinational conglomerate, Hogswood-Cooper Media. Welcome to the corporation. My first guest is the CEO of Hale Hydro Incorporated, one of the most successful hydraulic fracturing companies in the world. Hale Hydro is responsible for extracting millions of cubic feet of natural gas that otherwise would have been trapped uselessly in the shale. He has been criticized for poisoning the water of over 50 American towns, which sounds like a gross exaggeration to me. On weekends, he enjoys collecting lightning bugs in a jar. Please welcome Stu Mifkin.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Oh, it's great to have you, Stu.
Am I too close to the mic?
No, you're doing great there.
Thank you very much.
Not used to doing podcasts?
I just have a loud voice, and I don't have a phone in my office. I yell.
You yell.
Everyone I'm calling is around the area of the neighborhood anyway. And
Interesting.
I have a loud voice. I'm keeping this is me whispering. I have a very
wow. So that's one of the ways in which you run a really efficient ship. Then is rather than having to call everybody, you just hire them, put them nearby your office, and shout at them.
Yes, and they're just not near my office in the building. They're in the building across the street.
Oh, really?
They're in the cafe below. Sometimes there's no room, so I have them walk by in the sidewalk over and over. And
okay, all right.
Say, Simpsons, get up here! And Simpsons will get up here. I don't
Simpsons
really have an
plural
employee named Simpson. Yeah, Simpson, yes.
So great. So, so you're not saying that you rent office space in the building across the street. They just hang out in the cafe, hoping just at a moment's notice.
Yes, they hang out. I force some people out of the building across the street. I force them out by force, which is the best way to use force.
Sure.
By force.
Yeah.
Gentle force. I don't understand. I've never understood gentle force. That's why we are number one, as you said. We're not just the number one company because there's 4 number one companies. We're 1A1. There's 1A1, 1A2, 1B1, 1B2. We're 1A1. So of the top one, we're number one of the top ones.
I had no idea that that ones were able to sort of count themselves as number one, even if they are all.
Oh yeah. We get together every Thursday at one of the cafes that I rent, and we count each other.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's how much you care about the competition, is that you all get together and run the numbers on a weekly basis.
Yes, it helps that I am 1A1, and it helps, and I make them say, "What are you?" And they say, "1AB." No, what are you? And they say, "We're not 1A1." You're right. And who is? And they say, "You are." And then.
So what would motivate them to keep showing up if all that you're doing is screaming your status above them at them?
There are rumors that I've murdered people.
Oh, wow. Well, that'll do it. That'll strike the fear of God into them, yeah?
Yes, rumors, and the rumors, and they're just rumors based on truth, that the murders just weren't murders. They were vicious, brutal. Have I said brutal 3 times? No, brutal murders.
I see.
And
I see. I mean, there's a reason why, the cartel will be the number one provider of drugs in a specific area.
They're actually 1AB.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah, I check anyone that numbers themselves around North America. Cartels, Mexico's North America, right?
Sure.
I think you thought so. So I know everything. I know every 1A1.
Now, well, you say you know everything, and we were just talking off mic a little bit. Seems like you don't have a huge, deep knowledge, if you'll pardon the pun, of fracking as a process. You know it makes you money.
Unnecessary for me to know exactly what it is.
Sure, yeah.
I know it involves oil.
Yeah.
I know people get mad. They don't get mad when they drive their cars.
Sure.
But
I mean, there's not a lot of natural gas fueled vehicles at the moment, but
well, I was about to lay the surprise. I guess I ruined it.
Oh no! Are you working on natural gas powered vehicles?
I'm working on natural gas. The factory. There have been a few. This is just murders. So slow things down.
Murder rumors. That'll slow down your ability to get into a new market, I guess.
Yeah, Murder Rumors actually was a prog rock band I played in before I became a CEO.
Wow. Is there any chance that people are conflating the fact that you played in a band called Murder Rumors with the fact that you have viciously murdered people?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Conflating is. By the way, conflating. How do we? It's my 18th favorite word. I forgot how to pronounce it every now and then.
Wow, you numbered words too. Huh?
I number words. I number things. I number numbers. Number 17 is actually number 1. Number 1 is actually number 1018.
Wow.
It's just not a good number. It doesn't have the ring 1. You need more syllables. Sure. To be number 1, you need 1817, or what I said before. That sounds like a number 1 number.
I think I number numbers.
I number letters.
Wow. Somehow I feel like I need to like put a stick in the spoke of this wheel that's sort of circling here
Yes,
and ask
yes.
you about the 50 American towns that you've been accused of poisoning with the fracking process.
Yes, poisoning their water.
Yeah, yeah. And now, I mean, I'm not here to play
Rumors.
gotcha question or anything. I'm just wondering, what do you do when these townsfolk don't understand how important what you're doing is, and they say, "Oh, you've poisoned our drinking water," or we turn on the tap and the water comes out and it's on fire, things like that. Like, how do you respond to that?
Well, first of all, I remind them how much tastier poisoned water is.
Oh yeah.
We've actually started flavoring the poison. There's cherry poison and there's mint poison, and
Okay.
we're,
And that
we're-
all goes straight into the earth during the fracking process,
straight
and then
into
leaches into the water
So they
table.
tell me. The science is
Sure.
above my head. I just learned the word science 4 weeks ago. It's I don't know much.
But I'm
about-
sure it was your idea to add the flavor, right?
Oh yes, of course,
Yeah.
of course. I flavor everything. Even the rumored murders have been flavored. The cherry mint knife stabbing is my favorite flavor of knife stabbing.
Well, in a hypothetical scenario where
Hypothetical.
you had,
That's the key word.
yes, where you had murdered someone with a
Yes.
knife.
Yes.
Why the need to flavor it?
Makes it more pleasant for the victim.
Does it?
It does.
Does
it
it?
does.
I suppose.
Yeah,
I
I
suppose.
mean, hostile takeovers, flavor them. The
Sure.
fracking, flavor them. Murder, flavor them.
I see.
The only things I don't like flavored are flavors.
Okay, interesting.
It's complicated thought that would take hours to explain.
Truly, having favorite numbers and favorite letters and flavoring flavors, to me, it goes right over my head because I'm just a dum-dum, and you're this high-level CEO. So I feel like you've got ideas that I can't even comprehend.
Oh yeah, they're way over your head.
Yeah.
Way over. Your head.
Sure. You also have a fun hobby here. It says you enjoy collecting lightning bugs in a jar.
Yes, I do. And so far I've collected 0.
Oh.
You see, the hunt. I'm in for the hunt.
Sure.
I've hunted for hours and hours and hours and days and years and years, but I haven't technically found one.
No.
But I have a beautiful jar, flavored, of course, and it's all ready for when I find it. I'm into the hunt. It's like fracking. I like hunting for the location to frack.
Right.
The actual fracking bores me. I'm counting the
Now,
money.
is that a
more
pun
exciting.
when you say the fracking bores you? Is that because it seemed like that might have been a pun there?
And what is a pun?
Like a double sort of double entendre. So the word bore
Yes,
can
it was a
mean
pun.
two things. It was. Okay,
was a-
great.
yeah,
I was just checking. And what,
I'm also thinking in my spare time, besides hunting for lightning bugs in a jar, not catching them, but hunting them, I'm also thinking of, this is why I'm interested in puns, of doing stand-up. I've written a tight 5 minutes.
oh yeah.
I'm doing an open mic night. It's 4 a.m. on Thursday morning.
Wow.
But I want to
Now,
start slow.
can you, a guy like you, can you get bumped to the front of the line? Can you get more than 5 minutes? I bet you've got some real killer material, and you can't keep it to just 5 minutes.
Yes to all that, but I refuse to do it. I refuse to use my influence to do anything other than have people murdered. That's a rumor.
That's a rumor, sure. And so I'm assuming you probably do have some very loud, noisy townsfolk who really hate the flavored poison water.
They
and
do.
Probably maybe
They
they need to be taken out of the picture at certain points.
We're having meetings. We're
Are
having
ya? Yeah.
MMs, which is a secret code for murder meeting. Oh no, I've said it out loud.
Sure.
But we'll erase the tape later.
Don't worry, this podcast has very few listeners.
Good. Well, then, good. Well, I'll stop saying MMs, which is a hard sound to make. Murder meetings. It's fun to say murder meetings.
Yeah,
Who are we going to murder? Who's complaining about the poison? They don't like the mint? Murder them. Murder them. Murder them. Don't give me the name. Just murder them. I don't care about human life. Murder them.
Sure. It does seem like
Or frack them. Frack them or murder them. Frack them, then murder them. You don't. Then they say, you can't frack human being. I'm a scientist. And I say, oh, I've learned the word science. I haven't heard the word scientist before. I guess that has something to do with science. Teach me later. I have a 4 a.m. stand-up set.
wow. So you must have just been born for this job then. You must have been.
I was
groomed for
literally
it.
born for this job in the
Yeah.
drawer of my office. That is now my office.
In the
drawer of
drawer.
the desk. In the drawer of the desk of my office.
Wow.
And I didn't need parents. Did not need parents. Refused to have parents.
Okay.
Graduated from college when I was 8. Divorced by 9. I went
wow.
to jail from 12 to 13.
Wow.
Bought
what
my
a
first
life.
company at 14.
Wow. Amazing. I mean, that's bootstraps. That's what that is.
It's bootstraps.
Yeah. Well, this is fascinating, and I would love to talk to you more, but I need to get on to my second guest. Will you stick around, and we'll bring you back in a few minutes?
Yes. I'll listen to the guests. I'll decide whether I'm going to murder them or not. I'm only doing a pun.
Great. Yeah, that was not a pun, but appreciate you.
I'm just learning. I'm at the beginning.
Yeah, for sure.
And please come and see my set 4 in the morning at Stubby K's.
Awesome. Well, folks, my second guest today brings people together just for one brief moment in time. We'll find out what that means, but first let's pause and hear a quick word from our sponsor. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And we're back. I'd like to remind you at this point, as I do every show, that I, Dean Ardenfell, am not and have never been an employee of Hogswood-Cooper Media or any of its subsidiaries. Okay, we've been talking to Stu Mifkin, CEO of Hale Hydro, and now I'd like to bring in my second guest who works for a totally different subsidiary of Hogswood-Cooper. She is a facilitator for Dash Mob LLC, a private company that plans and executes whimsical flash mobs in public places in order to improve the public perceptions of maligned corporations, untrustworthy charities, and churches and cults with a history of abuse. With her creative approach to PR, organizations have seen their approval numbers shoot upwards. In her spare time, she is building a sailboat out of things she finds in her garage. Please welcome Queenie Tugsworth.
Hi, Dean.
Hi, Queenie. Wow.
Hi.
Great to have you.
Oh, great to be here.
I would have never thought of a flash mob as a PR stunt to take somebody from having a poor public perception to having one that's a little higher.
I thought they were so fun when they were popular about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I was such a fan.
Didn't realize they still did them.
I was at malls constantly, just hoping. Public squares, other kind of community
Hoping
spaces.
they would break out in front of you?
Hoping they would break out in front of me.
Sure.
I just adored them.
Yeah.
And then I thought to myself, these could be used for good.
Oh,
These could
yeah.
be used for more than
Sure.
what they are.
Sure, because it seems like at the height of their popularity, they were mostly just used to create random delight.
And boy, did they.
Yeah.
I was really
But
delighted.
how can we monetize that and turn it into something that creates a better public perception of a corporation?
Exactly,
Or a church.
Dean. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it.
And so you got involved in this organization called Dash Mob, who does
Dash Mob.
exactly that. And
LLC.
And what kinds of things, what kinds of flash mobs really get people's attention?
Oh my gosh. Mostly when our most popular ones is when there's all priests.
Oh wow!
It's just priests.
Sure.
Dancing.
Okay.
The older the priest, the better.
Uh-huh.
The more interested people seem to be, the more kind of they're like, what is this?
Sure. So people have, sometimes have a negative association with like
Yeah.
Catholic priests, and so when you trot out 100 of them, all old, in some kind of a flash mob scenario, how do you get people's attention and change their minds about Catholic priests?
Well, it's the music.
Oh, it's the music.
It's the music.
What kind
and
of
it's the
music really
moves.
makes people?
We are specifically a Taylor Swift when it comes to
I see.
comes to the priests.
Yeah.
And it comes to the flash mobs.
Uh-huh.
We love Taylor Swift.
Sure.
And funny enough, we love her later albums, Folklore and Evermore.
Okay. All right.
And you would think that they wouldn't be able to dance to them, but because they're very old priests, it actually works really well with their range of movement.
Does it?
Yes, because they're slower songs.
I see.
They kind of move in a slower manner.
So
they're emotional.
What you're describing, maybe I'm picturing it wrong, but I'm sort of picturing 100 elderly Catholic priests
Correct.
gyrating in a slow manner to music.
Correct.
And is that what
Absolutely.
we want to try to change the perception of priests?
Well, Dean, the numbers speak for themselves.
Do they?
Yeah, because people love priests right now.
Okay.
At least in my community.
I see. Okay. And so do you do some kind of exit focus group or something? Do you find out how people felt about it?
Yes, as people are leaving, I'm at the door. And
Okay.
I stop them each individually. We really hold up the line, but I
Okay.
say, "How did you feel about that?
Yeah.
Did you love it? Did you love it? You loved it, right? You loved it,
Sure.
right?"
Now, will you do this for individual celebrities who have maybe gotten canceled or something too?
Yes, I would love to reach out.
Yeah.
Celebrities kind of don't know that I exist.
Sure.
Due to them being high status, me being
I see.
only in my little area.
Yeah, but this company is, gotten acquired by Hogswood-Cooper and is now,
Yes.
they're trying to take it a little bigger. Maybe there's a situation in which a Jeremy Piven might want to hire you guys to refresh his image.
Oh, please don't even tease me like that. I would love.
What would you
to
do
work
for a
with
Jeremy
Piven.
Piven?
I would have him go to City Hall. And he'd probably bring one of those old school boom boxes.
Yeah.
I'd probably go for maybe a Speak Now. We're still doing Taylor Swift,
Okay,
by the way.
okay.
Her music really gets
Exclusively.
people, brings a community together. And
Sure.
really it's like kind of like, oh, if you are dancing to Taylor Swift, then I now all of a sudden trust you more than I did before.
I see. And who are the other players who come out of
No.
nowhere? Oh, no. So
No.
So I guess my definition of a flash mob is maybe a little
different than
erroneous.
mine.
So it doesn't require multiple people.
The mob part of flash mob
Yeah.
is really irrelevant here. It's
Okay.
mostly the flash part that we really like.
I see.
So just Jeremy Piven all of a sudden dancing in front of you.
Yeah.
And then he ends and he says, I'm so sorry for everything I've ever done.
Oh, so there is a genuine heartfelt apology in there?
Well,
Because that's what
it's
people
up
want to do
them.
with canceled people. They want to get them to genuinely be sorry and to genuinely understand what they've done and genuinely change.
The movement really speaks more than the words do.
Sure.
It's mostly his body language.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh my goodness, now all of a sudden I forgive him.
I see. And you're building a sailboat out of just stuff you find in your garage.
Oh, Dean, I'm having so much fun doing that.
Wow.
Yes, I inherited my grandfather's garage
Okay.
full of knickknacks
Ah.
and trinkets.
That makes sense.
And I thought, what can I do with all this stuff?
Yeah.
What can I build?
And you're just building a sailboat.
And I decided to go with sailboat.
And how far along are you?
I have the stern.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what part of the boat that is.
For me, it's the middle,
Is it?
but I'm not sure in the boating community what it is.
Because I'm picturing like aft and stern. Isn't the stern like one side of the boat?
I don't know, Dean. I haven't finished. I haven't joined the sailboating community yet
Sure.
because my sailboat's not done yet.
I see.
But I am trying to use the lingo as much as I can.
I'm
and
sure.
stern was my favorite word that I've heard.
Now, speaking of words that are your favorites versus your not favorite words, I'd love to bring my first guest back in here and find out where he ranks the word stern on his list of words.
Number 47.
Oh, yeah.
Number 83. Number 1002. It's a good word. It deserves 3 times.
3 times on the list.
Yes.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm also making a sailboat out of things in my garage. But what I have in my garage are parts of a sailboat. So it's
That's
a lot
lucky.
easier.
That's
It's
lucky.
It's
Yeah.
lucky.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
lucky.
you're
Good
so
for you.
resourceful. You know what? Like when you said
Yes.
that thing before, I want to go back to something you said earlier on when you said murdering and fracking someone.
Yes.
I thought, well, that would be a way to do it. That if you were to toss someone down a fracking hole,
Yes.
that would solve both problems, right?
I'm writing that down. Just a sec.
You would. Not that I'm
you wouldn't
encouraging
sue
it.
me if this ever got used.
No, of course not. No.
Oh, good.
Stu, if you do get sued for murdering and fracking people, I'm happy to help.
Oh.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm happy to set up a flash.
What would like a stew flash mob look like? Either one of you, really. Like what kind of thing?
I feel like you're a classic guy. You're a Taylor Swift debut.
Oh, okay.
Her first album kind of
1989,
guy.
maybe kind of guy.
I like her early stuff.
Yeah, her
I
early
do- I
stuff,
do-
her
I do-
first
I like
album,
her
I
early
think
stuff, yeah.
you would really resonate. I think the people would really like that. Maybe
Yeah.
a little,
Because I could
Tim
see you
McGraw.
go into one of those towns where all the water's on fire and everybody's flavor poisoned,
Oh, yeah.
and trying to turn his rep around by doing
Yeah.
some kind of a flash mob right in the town square.
definitely.
That could be much
Definitely.
needed one day. Well, maybe
Yes.
maybe I should get your phone number.
Definitely
Yeah.
get my phone number.
And it's not for a date. I'm happily married
Okay.
to someone I haven't seen for 19 years.
Okay,
Really?
that's fine.
You
That's
haven't
great.
seen your spouse for 19 years.
For 19 years. She may be dead.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Oh no.
If this isn't too personal, you said you were born in the drawer in your own office.
Yes, in the drawer of my
And
own
you
office.
don't have a phone and you just scream that people come to you and you have these regular meetings. Do you ever leave the office?
Never leave that. This, as you know, to come here, I had to get the desk was brought with me.
Yes.
And one of the walls. I'm very attached to the office. And,
Okay,
in
gotcha.
fact, I only go to places with the desk,
I see.
and with one of the walls. And,
The desk and the wall, just so that you have, it's almost like a security blanket for you.
Yes, it's my mommy.
Yeah, because you didn't need
I
you didn't
never-
need parents.
I didn't need parents, but everyone in a way needs a mommy.
So true.
And your mommy is a desk and a
My
wall.
mommy's a desk and a wall. Some people would make them a mommy and daddy, but I don't need a daddy. I need a mommy.
I see. I
Yeah.
see.
My mommy and daddy is my unfinished sailboat.
Okay.
I don't have one right now, and that's kind of part of the reason why I decided
a
to
stern.
build one. But I do have a
You
stern.
have a stern.
Yes.
Daddies can be stern.
And daddies can be stern.
Okay, that's enough.
You too.